I have actually found the movie, hands down, that I hate more than anything else this year.
Well, that's because you haven't gone to the worst movies of the year, but let's ignore that fact.
True, I haven't gone to Bratz, I haven't gone to Daddy Daycare, but even if I had, I would think that this would probably top that. And I'll get into that later, but
let's talk about the title. Southland Tales, yo.
See, I
From
knew
the
it.
Southland.
I knew that was going to be your worst movie, and that is so silly.
the dirty South, is that what you're trying to say?
South.
People are actually emailing me trying to figure out what your worst movie was because you gave this whole dun dun to be continued on your my worst movies thing. I was like, I don't know, and even if I didn't know, I'd get in trouble for telling you. But I knew it was this.
Okay, now
God damn you!
You sound offended by this.
No, I'm not the world's biggest fan of this movie either, but the way some people are getting emotionally fucking retarded in hate with this thing is kind of pissing me off. Because, yeah, it's a bad movie, but it's not a hateful movie. It's bad because it really needed an editor.
No, it's the reason why people hate this movie is, number one, Richard Kelly's a genius. Everybody loves Richard Kelly. He is a very creative guy with a wonderful mind. And then he turned out a pile of shit. What makes it worse is that it's a pretentious pile of shit that wants to pretend that it's smarter than the audience.
Ah, there we go. That's the problem, is the way people look at the word pretentious and what that means.
And if we redefine the word pretentious, we can make this film unpretentious.
You can look at it any way you want, but the point is this is going to talk to some people. I mean, I knew what this film was talking about. I knew the stuff it was referencing. It's not for Joe Public. I don't know why the studio gave him the money to... I mean, they must have seen the script first. I don't know why they gave him the money to make it with that, but as a film for a certain niche of people, it's not that bad a movie. It's just 99 out of 100 general movie watchers are not going to understand what the hell's going on.
It's the emperor has no clothes.
Yeah,
that is
exactly
what's going on.
As I like to say, this is, I always use this example. Now, somebody can go out in the middle of the street, pants all the way down, take a shit in the middle of the road, and somebody on the side of the road is going to be like, that's art. He had something to say, and y'all who are laughing at him, you just don't get it. That man's a genius. Bullshit. Richard Kelly ain't no goddamn genius.
Well, you obviously don't love Donnie Darko. No, there are a lot of people who do think he's a genius.
Donnie Darko, I think is a great movie. I do. I mean, I might not be fanatic about it like some people, but I do think it's one of the most creative movies I've ever seen. But fuck that. That dude, just because he made Donnie Darko, all of a sudden he's Einstein.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that
nobody
said
he's going to cure cancer. He's supposed to make great films.
Have you ever seen another movie? No, I mean, just be serious with me for a minute. Have you ever seen another movie that you could actually compare, just straight up compare to Southland Tales? Is there anything else you can think of a comparison in plot or the things that happen in it?
Yes, I can.
What's that?
Yes, I can. The Fifth Element.
No.
Yes, I can.
They're not similar at all.
Let me just say this.
How is this like the Fifth Element?
I can give you your comparison, and that is the flaw with this movie. The problem with this movie is Richard Kelly didn't sit down to write a movie. He really wanted to write a Philip K. Dick novel and put it onto film. The problem is, as we discussed with No Country for Old Men, what works in a book does not necessarily translate to the screen.
And you know what? You're right. I mean, this is the guy, because he makes a lot of references. I don't know. Philip K. Dick, for anybody who doesn't know, he wrote Blade Runner and Total Recall. Now, the books are different from the movies, but that's the author. That for the mass people, for the public out there, that's how you're probably familiar with him. Now, Richard Kelly is somebody who tried to make sort of like his version of Blade Runner. He tried to make a Philip K. Dick.
He tried to make a Philip K. Dick.
And the thing is, he tried too hard and ended up making. And I agree with you, Carla, that he made something that was completely pretentious. And I know we throw that word around, but I tell you why. It's because he throws things in there that totally don't have anything to do with that movie.
Dancing midgets in raincoats.
These midgets standing around. I mean,
but Fellini did stuff like that. Come on, and Fellini's one of the greatest, most respected film directors of all time.
Wait. Okay, let's take a poll of the audience. Raise your hand if you've even heard of Fellini. Now we have.
No. I agree with you, but that's what I'm saying exactly. I'm saying this film isn't for that same audience out there. The audience watching this, it's not for most of them. It is for a certain audience, though. there
try to
are
insult
going to
me.
be people who call him genius.
when
Don't
you walked out
insult
of
me.
this-
I'm not insulting you.
I know who Fellini is. I had Fellini at the Olive Garden the other night.
I'm just saying, you're with the 50 people on the side of the street, pointing at the dude taking a dump and going, "What the hell? That guy's taking a crap."
Wait. Is it, please tell me you're walking down that road. Please tell me you're there admiring the shit in the middle of the road. Please tell me that's where this whole analogy is headed.
I'm the dude who understands that there's some money to be made off the 3 or 4 people on the other side of the road going, "That's art." Because there are going to be those people, and I don't think they're necessarily wrong. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that either. This movie is a mess, no question about it. But there is a lot to admire inside of it. There's a lot of intelligence here. There's a lot of really amazing ideas. It's just so disorganized. It's just all puked up on the screen.
Okay,
I saw the Q&A for this. I was there at the Q&A with Richard Kelly, and he made the point that told me exactly what was wrong with this movie. He talked about the point in the process where there were several drafts of the script, and he was trying to figure out how the movie ended. He needed an ending to the film. Now, when you have a movie this convoluted and this kind of epic in scope with this many characters, you don't go into it not knowing the ending of the film.
Well, why did he finish it before you put it out there?
You have to have a point that you're headed to when you're weaving all these characters together. That's why most of Philip K. Dick books, his stories work, because he knew where he was going. Well, Richard Kelly never, ever in this process knew where he was going. He just ended up there and said, well, people will find it art. And the problem is that the people walking out liking it all say, well, I don't quite understand it yet, but it was really good.
Yeah, and then see, that's my problem with the movie. First, let me tell what the movie's about, if I possibly can. Maybe you can help me out. Well, hey, let me.
Good luck.
So apparently, it's 2008, and Texas has been attacked with a nuclear bomb, and after that, the world becomes very paranoid, especially America. They become very paranoid. There's all these rules put in place, kind of a big brother society, and so this is where I get confused. At this point, there's something that happens with all these characters that they interconnect, indicating that the apocalypse is about to happen. And I don't get it. We have so many characters. We have The Rock. We have a lot of people from SNL. We have
all playing dramatic characters.
Yeah, we do. We have Sean William. I'm sorry. Sean William. We got Porky Pig. We got hold on.
Look,
we got Sean William Scott. We have what's
Buffy.
that?
We've got The Rock, Stifler, and Buffy.
Yeah, and then Justin Timberlake, and look, the performances, except for The Rock, is a little over dramatic for me. Even The Rock goes way. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. What I meant to say was everybody gives sort of a good performance because everybody's kind of playing outside their type, which a lot of people here are comedic actors, and they're, like you say, they're playing dramatic roles. The Rock was a little overboard for me, especially with his little hand gesturing. But here's the deal. They introduce these characters throughout the movie. After you're done with one character, they introduce another character, then they introduce another character. And a lot of these people come in and then they leave. And a story that really doesn't make sense to me. Now, maybe you understood something in there that I didn't, but I didn't get it.
The main thrust of the thing, the apocalypse is happening because this company figured out how to get energy off tides at the ocean's bottom, right? These crazy powerful tides. Problem is, apparently that screws with some sort of interdimensionality thing, just like in Donnie Darko. It basically opens up a dimensional hole and weird shit is going on. They're also manufacturing this drug from it that people are taking, like a side effect of the energy leaves this sort of chemical after biotoxin, and that people get really, really high off. And the main characters are split in two. Right. The whole movie is about sort of like trying to keep these people away from each other, because you bring two doubles together, like in every time travel movie ever.